Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Anna Mavrakis and Wendy Lichtenwalter. Good morning to both of you again.
Good morning, Susie.
And what kind of, a lot of times there is a collaboration between the volunteer organizations and the for-profit organizations working together. Does Service League have some kind of relationship with downtown businesses at all?
Yes, we do try and support downtown businesses as much as we can. We have the Harvest Ball at the Civic Center. Our Christmas party has been this year it was at Vendors, last year it was at the Canton Club. You know, we do make an effort to support the downtown as much as we can. And if there are events going on down there, Service League publicizes them and tries to get members to support.
That's so great. Oh, do you have an actual time where you do membership drives, or are you just constantly
I would tell you
people?
we're pretty much constantly recruiting. Every other month we have a membership meeting. We encourage our current members to bring guests, and they do. And we've had actually quite a few new members in 2015, and I see that growing because we're doing things that are hands-on. As Wendy talked about earlier, the holiday party that we did at St. Paul's Square is the first project for a new committee that we have and it's called Hearts and Hands. It's headed by Peggy Howley and Vicki Conley, and we wanted a more hands-on for people who it's fine to write a check, it's fine to go to an event and pay to do things, but some of us really want to do more hands-on events where we're with
roll up
other
your
people.
sleeves and dig in and do it.
Yeah. So, and there will be more things coming up that we will be working with. Right now we're collecting children's books for St. Paul's so that in the waiting area when the parents are there or the kids are there for treatments or whatever, there'll be a play area. There is a play area. And we wanted to stock it with books that they could see when they're there, take home if they want. And that's the latest thing they're doing.
Okay, let's peel back that a little bit.
Sure.
What kinds of books are you looking for? Ages?
All ages.
New or gently used?
All of the above. And it's, I mean, we serve everyone from infants to
teenagers.
And,
yeah.
And when and where can people drop off books?
Oh, well, if you're interested in donating books, you can actually drop them off at the hospital in the administrative offices. And basically, I'm sure you could probably leave them just at the reception area of the main hospital.
And just mark them.
Just mark them for St. Paul's, and somebody will pick them up.
And this is an ongoing drive?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So it's not going to be over. You're not going to be able to say, oh, too late, I meant to bring a book.
No, we really want the kids to take them home.
Nice.
It might be the only place some of these children can really have a book to keep as their own. So, yeah, we're not looking to make it like a lending library. We want to make it just an open area where the kids can have fun. If they want to take a book home to read, that's wonderful, and they can keep it. So.
That's so awesome.
So I think it will be definitely ongoing.
Being Mercy Medical Center with Sisters of Charity behind it, Christian books are welcome. Yes?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So if you've got that Bible story book you'd love to share,
Yes.
here's a good place if the kids are a little old now and not reading it anymore,
Right.
and they've graduated to a real Bible.
Could even be stories by Susie Thomas.
You know, I'm thinking I just might donate. Got some Bible stories I wrote. I will be happy to donate a book. Thanks, Wendy, for that. You've got a big event coming up now. It's January. We're all thinking Super Bowl. Well, us Browns are once again crying, but you know, a lot of people have teams that make it to the Super Bowl, and but you've got a different kind of Super Bowl coming up. Tell us about that.
Well, it's spelled SOUP because we have a soup tasting competition. And this year it'll be January 31st. I always choose the week after the last playoff game and before the Super Bowl so that nobody's got any football games they have to be watching. It's a Sunday afternoon, and we have restaurants. And this year we're developing a catering versus restaurant competition. We have AA Executive Catering, Brookside Country Club, Fisher's Catering, and the hospital, which is Met's Culinary at Mercy Medical Center. I can only tell you a few of my restaurants because some of them are secret. But Basil from downtown, Desert Inn, and Cosmos are ones who are definitely in this year. we probably have one more caterer, and I have 5 more restaurants on my little list, but as I said, sort of a surprise. But the other thing that we do is we ask the high school culinary classes to make the desserts. And so this year, we're having Jackson High School is making a little cheesecake, and Canton South is making special biscotti. So it's a cash bar event. There's free coffee and tea, but we also this year have added, we had a little bit of an auction last year, but this year we're adding really some interesting items. We have sports tickets from all the Cleveland teams and the Akron Rubber Ducks, and we have on the auction some amazing Cavaliers tickets with parking pass.
Whoa.
Sitting in a, right down by the court.
Often.
So yeah, one of our
Awesome.
members donates those. In fact, I'll say Joni Locke.
Thank you. Yeah, give her a shout out.
At Joni and Todd, and they give this every year, and it's a game in February, so you don't have to wait forever. And the players are all pretty healthy, so you'll probably see all the really good ones.
Oh, that sounds so great.
Yeah, and then this year we're having a cork pull where we have wines that are at least $20 a bottle, but some of them are a lot more expensive than that. You pull a cork, and so that'll be a lovely little thing. And the other thing we have is high school kids who are doing some volunteer work for us. They stroll around with the most delicious pepperoni rolls from Bellicera in Massillon, who donates some. This year we actually get more because they're so good. But it's just a really fun, quiet event. It's not fancy. Wear your football jersey or wear your jeans or wear your holiday sweater if you want. Really don't care. But it's just a fun, quiet event. We have usually 12 different soups and the desserts. Then you get to vote on which is your favorite. So then we have trophy presentations at the end. A ladle trophy, and Basil and Fisher's both have theirs from the previous 2 years. This is our 3rd fundraiser. So it's just a really quiet, fun evening. You can sit, you can stand, you can taste all the soups. You can skip some if you want, but they're little cups of soup. If you want more than that, you can go back and get more. And if you find your favorite and you want to take some home, we sell quarts at the end of the evening.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you've thought of everything. Remind us where and when again and what time.
Myers Lake Ballroom, Sunday afternoon. Doors open at 4 o'clock. And we usually wind up by 7:30 because everyone is stuffed by then. And January 31st, so the week before the Super Bowl.
Okay, January 31st, you want to be at Myers Lake. Now, is this kind of like a pancake supper where you come and go, or you want to be there at specific times so that you can be in on the voting, or how does that work?
It's a drop-in. If you want to stay for the trophy presentation, you have to be there at the last half hour. But otherwise, yeah, it's just come. You can vote whenever you're done eating your soup. And if you have a favorite restaurant, this information is going to be on Mercy's website. And if you want to buy tickets, you can buy the tickets on the hospital website as well. I think it's under the foundation, but the stuff is up now. I'm actually holding in my hand a copy of the flyer that we will be sending out. So, it's just a really fun.
It sounds awesome. Okay. And for $25 a person, you get to sample all these different soups and great desserts, and knowing that all proceeds are going to benefit Mercy Medical Center's Service League.
Yeah, the restaurants are all donating the soup.
Oh, that's fantastic. So. Okay. My gosh. All right. Well, I think it's interesting. You have a harvest ball in October, but you have a kickoff to the Harvest Ball, which takes place in the spring. So you guys are just year-round at it, aren't you?
Pretty much so.
Tell us about the kickoff.
Well, the kickoff comes in May, and this year it will be at Jersey's Pub, which is in the Belden Village area. And basically, it's just a come for a nice evening. There's no cost to get in. It's just whatever you want to eat and drink that evening, and the hospital gets a percentage of the proceeds. That's called our Spring Fling. Then we have a similar event in August, which is called Celebrity Bartender, and it's at the 91 restaurant on Fulton Road, and that's always in August, and it's basically the same thing. There's no cost to come. You just come to the restaurant and have dinner, and the hospital shares in the proceeds.
Do you have to just sit up at night trying to think of more and more ways to make money for this really critical cause?
doesn't seem to be any end of ideas.
No, that's great.
So no, we have certain things we do repetitively every year, and they've been very successful, so we stick with them. If we get to the point where we feel that we need to switch up something, we do. We have a couple of things coming up at the end of 2016, 2017, but it's too soon to really talk much about it, but we have fun together, and it's as much as you want to contribute or as little time as you have to spend, but it all adds up.
Well, we'll definitely be having you back because we want to find out what these secrets are. In the meantime, you are at it year-round, every season, and I see something here about spring and fall treasures. What's that?
That's an event where we have vendors come in. Usually it's 4 to 5 vendors each day. It's a 2-day event, once in the spring and then once right before the Christmas holiday. And basically, you can come to the hospital. You can purchase whatever you wish. And again, we get a portion of the proceeds. Really what we have found is that we have a big group of people who work at the hospital who want to help. So there we are. During their shifts, we're there from 7 in the morning until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they can come down and do a little shopping.
And it's in a surgery center atrium, so it's really easy to get to because there's a little portico right there, and you also no charge for parking.
So it's like a little boutique that you set up right there in the hospital for people who work there.
Have, chocolates and desserts and jewelry and. Actually, I made some smocked clothing this year.
Oh, and you are fabulous at it.
And one of my friends knits Barbie clothes. You've never seen anything like that. I mean, just really interesting stuff. We have alpaca scarves, and in the
Purses.
spring they have a lot of flowers. They sell hydrangeas and stuff for really good prices. So, I mean, and that stuff is always available. It's just it's a really fun little event.
So neat. And for people who might be coming in for treatments or patients, they can shop there
Oh,
as
sure.
well.
Sure, absolutely.
Is there a website or something to be able to remind ourselves when this is coming up and get it on our calendars so we don't miss it
If you just go to the Mercy website, mercymedical.org, I believe, is the web address, and they have calendars on there. They talk about all the different events that are happening, and there's a service league subtext to that website. So,
and it'll say spring treasures or fall treasures.
Yes.
And boy, you talk about one-of-a-kind items you could not find anywhere else. You want a Wendy Lichtenwalter original, that's where to get it. And let me just give a little testimonial about how cute those are. Oh, my goodness. Her smocking is beautiful. So, well, both of you, I can't believe our time is up, but just so much. We want to make sure, let's repeat about Super Bowl because that's coming up so quickly. January 31st at Myers Lake. It starts at what time? 4 o'clock. Doors open at 4 o'clock, and they promise to get you out of there by 7:30 because you'll be full of soup and good desserts and everything else. Thank you, Anna, Wendy. Thank you so much for joining us. And
Thank
also,
you, Susie.
Special thanks to Home Appliance in downtown Fort for sponsoring us. Thank you for joining us. This has been Our Community.